you got to present this correctly first. So we down there scrubbing on it. And we scrubbing on it. And we stay scrubbing on it. Oh, we're on the morning mental right now. I'm scrubbing on it. And we scrubbing on it. And eventually, if you work on it long enough, a strange thing starts to happen. It starts to change because we're working on it. We're working on it. Even when your hand get tired, we're still working on it. And even when your elbow get tired, you're still working on it. And even when you stop and take a break and go, man, I've been in here all day, you're still working on it, working on it. And then they come back in and say, all right, show me what you got. And you show them what you got. And he said, good job. But you got an attitude because you don't understand what the hell this has to do with anything. Well, roll the clock ahead forward now. And you've been in the high school we talked about for a minute. You have now been elevated to a senior. You understand that there are some things you can change, some things you can't. And you also understand what was done to get you to that particular stage. See, what I'm trying to tell y'all is we as a people are going through an exercise right now where the ghetto fly, who's flying around me right now, he's trying to figure out why we are doing what we're doing. Because they don't have the fortitude. He ain't got no hands, so he's not going to be down here with us scrubbing. Matter of fact, he's flying around looking because his peoples are too afraid to come out here, so they send him to check it out. And when he finds out what we really going to do, he going to run back and tell them. Because a lot of them, they ain't even going to bust a grape in the fruit fight and come over here. Because there's one thing about the ghetto fly that I didn't tell you, is that we have the ability to kill them at a moment's notice. And we don't even have to use the things that we would have to use in warfare. We don't have to use the things that we would normally use that's designed to kill them. You see, they so weak, we can kill them with a dish rag. Y'all ever seen somebody who's smooth with a dish rag on the ghetto fly? They just, ow! And it's a wrap. You a cold piece, Jay. You took me out. No, y'all keep forgetting like I told you. We've been under pressure. And now that we've been under pressure, well, here comes the beauty of the whole thing. Let me show y'all why it's good to be under pressure. You see all that hot water that I put in here and that organic tea that I put in here, it's been under pressure. It's been working together. And now the heat has started to put it together, but it's not quite ready yet. You know why? Here's why. Because even though you can join up and look like us, even though you can stand around and try to blend in with us, even though you in the heat with us, if you survive that part, here it comes. Well, there's something else that you have to have. Y'all hold on a minute. We on the morning mental. You see, only the Creator, only Yah, can sweeten a situation that you thought was meant for bad. Only Yah is going to give you the flavor. Oh yeah, and by the way, in case y'all don't know, this is completely pure, organic honey from the farm, not from the store. The man down the street got he got his own bees and they're making their own real honey. And if you don't know the nutritional value of pure honey, if you don't know that, then you don't know how I try to hold on to my youthful looks. If you're not putting this in the correct way. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of this in here. Not a whole lot. Just enough to sweeten the situation. I can eat honey all day. Y'all playing around. Don't somebody talk to me in here. Now what we have is something different. Now you done been through the heat. Now you done been through the pressure. Now what they want, what the ghetto fly been waiting on. See, he buzzing now because that aroma done got to his ears, but he realized he ain't put in no work. I mean, unless you done put in the work, unless you done been under pressure, unless you know what it's like to have the adversary face you, unless you know that you face your fear, even when things went wrong, then you deserve. And that's what makes this all worth it. What I'm sipping is the success of being able to say, we did it. Oh, y'all know we about to act up on the morning mental this morning. They want to take away our thunder. They want to try to talk about on a Monday morning like it was a disaster. Yes. I remember somebody told me a long time ago, never let anyone tell your story better than you. So I wanted to first of all start off and give you a news report. And the news report goes a little something like this. On Saturday, July 25th, 2020, a historical event happened in Black history. On that day, a black militia that went by the name of the Nfac assembled themselves in Louisville, Kentucky, to seal a deal that had been worked out with the law enforcement and the governing bodies and the ruling principalities of that city to address the murder or the killing of a black woman by the name of Breonna Taylor. This was after weeks and weeks and weeks of protesting by the citizens and other individuals who came to raise awareness that it did not seem fair that this young lady had been killed in her home by the police, and whether or not it was an accident or screw up or maybe even being targeted because of some nefarious reason, the fact that there did not appear to be the visibility of any judicial handling of the situation really became an issue with the community, and they felt that a stronger response was needed. As usual, we only can respect the power of the law as long as the law is respected by the people and the people are respected by the law. So on this particular day, something that had never happened before in the annals of history, recent memory, was that, and we've got the count now, 3,522 black people. And when I say black, because I have to be clear here, it wasn't just black people. There were people out there that you don't call black that were actually black that were out there. I have to salute the Taino folks that came from Puerto Rico, who are actually descendants. They are black people. I have to salute the people who came out that were actually of South American descent, and they were black people. I have to salute all of the people who came out and stood the ground, even when other people said, you're not black. I watched my black people tell each other that they wasn't black, and what did we do if you was out there? See, they don't show y'all everything. We actually would pull that person out, and a bunch of black people would gather around who had an issue with this person that did not appear to be black, and they broke it down. He said this in the morning mental. He said this in facts over feelings. The people were being diligent to keep infiltrators and non-blacks folk out of this gathering. And there were some folks that they were shocked to find out that I let them plead their case in front of everyone. And if you wasn't there, you didn't see this. But what we did was we erased all of the divisions that they put on us since the 1700s. We erased racism right there, because no matter what they said, I stood up as the judge. And after everybody said, I don't think he black, we made these people prove their blackness. People was pulling out birth certificates. People were pulling out, showing their descendants cards. There was one couple that came, and y'all thought I forgot. I didn't forget. There was one couple that came, though his wife truly looked like she was white. Her husband truly looked like he was black. When we pulled them out of the formation to ask them, from whom sent you? Where did you come? What nationality do you claim? Why are you here? They was prepared. The brother let the sister speak first, and she says, I know I look like this, but let me show you something. Bam! Okay. okay? And then the husband said, that's my wife, and that's right. That's why I brought her. I told her she was black, but she wasn't going to believe she was black until she got here around black folks, and somebody like yourself and your counsel told her she was black, and we told her she was black, and everybody out there had a moment where we hugged on them and loved on them. Sister, you just as black. Don't let nobody confuse you. That was unity coming together out there. There was some folks out there who was like Ghetto fly. We saw you. They eased away. They eased away. They left because they knew they were looking for real black folks. And I remember I said to elect Lady Tay, I said, Tay, this is a black moment. This is a moment in black history. Remember this. Take pictures. Capture it, because no one's going to tell the story. No one. It was good to be black. That gathering was historical for a number of reasons. 3,500 folks, all strapped up from all over the United States. Please stop trying to put us down into one place. And those folks got together under the banner of the NFAC. And those people assembled themselves, and they moved their formation, which took up not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 city blocks. 6 city blocks, orderly, of black folks. And they moved down through the neighborhoods. They moved down through the gentrification area. They moved down to the city, into the heart of the city. Not just into the city, not out on some interstate, not out in where the shooting happened, not out at somebody's house, but they moved down to where the powers to be could witness them, hear them, and feel them, because the Constitution said they had a right to assemble themselves and form a militia so that they could have their grievances heard. And if the grievances were not heard, then they were entitled to respond with militant action. A lot of y'all don't understand that the guns are not there as a primary response. The guns are there when you have a lack of a response. That's how this country was started. That's how revolutions began. That is how the Haitian Revolution started. That is how the French Revolution started. That is how every one of every revolution has started. When the grievances are not addressed or ignored, somebody pulled the trigger. But we went so that we could get an answer on the grievances. This was a historical moment, black people. Your people came together and shattered so many myths. Black people can't get together, do nothing. Black people got together and did everything. Black people are violent. Black people were not violent at all. Black people, I'm going to keep carrying, I'm just going to be carrying this book around until y'all get it. You need to get this book, Brainwashed, Tom Burrell. You need to get it because you've been brainwashed. And we were out there washing minds all day. When we got done, what a lot of y'all have not heard yet, was that within an hour of these people who had done this historical thing, by the time they left, the powers to be who were watching and listening to every word, because they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know what we were going to do. Let's be honest. In the back of everybody's mind was their deepest fears about to come true. And that's this. That this black man, could he be crazy enough to get up there and use these words? We don't want to hear this shit no more. Hey, y'all, tear this motherfucker up. That's their worst nightmare. And they came that close to it. You see, the point I'm making to y'all this morning on the Morning Mental is it's easy to talk about something until you face it for real. It's easy to talk about how brave you are until your bravery is tested. And it's easy to talk about and have an opinion and commentate on something you had nothing to do with when you know that inside of your heart and your soul, you will have nothing to do with something like that. I remember one young man put up a video and he talked about how cowardly he was. He admitted, he said, man, y'all go ahead and do that. Me, I'm not built like that. He was sad to see a brother say that, but at least he was honest that he was a coward. But a lot of y'all are cowards and you hide behind this bravado. You know, you'll talk smack. And what I'm getting at is this. I told y'all before we went to Louisville that all of this talk I saw on the internet, didn't I tell y'all to ignore it? All the people who said they wasn't going to have it, didn't I tell you they weren't going to be there? All the people who came out talking about we coming down there, it's going to be war in the streets, we rallying up the patriots, didn't come down there. Matter of fact, let me help you out in this news report this morning of something that I should call the morning mental facts over feelings. I don't know. But at the end of the day, even the handful of white people that did try to show up got met by the police and they told them, look, y'all got to go. No, we're here because we're not having it. And they said, y'all ain't having it. You take your ass around that corner, you're not going to have what's happening around that corner. Bro, it's just this many of y'all. There is a multitude around there. A multitude. They will kill you. They will wipe your ass up and they are ready. Let me tell you something. People will say to you, why don't y'all stop talking and just do it? See, here's the problem. We would shut up and just do it if there was somebody else like me on the forefront that would communicate you in an effective way what we were doing and not lie about it and twist about it because they are not a part of it. That's why. You see, the beauty of what we're doing right now, black people, is that they see that we are not only tactically proficient, that we can organize ourselves just like anybody else can, but that we're not robots. We're not perfect. None of you are. Matter of fact, I do this all the time because I don't want to offend the perfect people that have tuned in. I know a lot of y'all dripped out the womb in perfection and you float around on air. I don't mean to offend the perfect people. Perfect people, please. I don't mean you can go ahead and fall off. Go ahead and fall off right now. I only want imperfect people in here right now. I only want people who are struggling with something right now up in here. I only want people that have fucked up in here. I just want real people in here. But all y'all that's perfect. We trying to be like y'all, but I know y'all perfect and y'all shit don't stink. Y'all ain't got a pass. I just don't want to offend y'all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a perfect podcast for perfect people going on down the street. I don't want to offend y'all. And y'all, the rest of y'all be cool. Let's let the perfect people leave. We appreciate you, perfect people. Yep, your stuff don't stink, perfect people. But to the real people, you know, the people they're not walking around saying to the Most High, give me a second chance. We're talking to the ones that's on their 156th chance. We're talking to the ones that's on 1,000th chance. We're talking on the ones that every day you get to open your eyes. You say, I get to do it one more time to get it right. Those are the people that I want to stay up in here. Grand rising to all of you. But to the perfect folks and the ones that, you know, the judges, you know, we're going to let y'all leave. I'm going to wait because this is not for y'all. Have the perfect people left? They all left? Okay, we sure. All the perfect people gone. I want to make sure y'all gone. If y'all see somebody who's perfect, please let them know that they can go ahead and leave. Perfect people only. This is not for perfect people. I need some people who've fucked up. I need some people who haven't quite got there yet. I need some people who are still trying to figure it out. I need some people that got questions. I need them to stay. Everybody else, perfect people. So glad y'all can stop by. Thank you very much. For the rest of us who understand that this is earth and it is a classroom, not for your pleasure, is written in the book, that it is for the perfecting of your soul. This is a crucible for the development of your soul. So, if you were a part of this historic event, your soul was tested. And your soul, if you went through this, was developed. because there were lessons that were taught within this particular session. In this particular session, we developed your sense of camaraderie. We developed your sense of bravery. I would like to thank all of the people who have now come out with the video of the incident that happened before. All these great things that I told you. You see, all those things that I told you about the getting together and the going down and the standing the post and speaking to power and power having to speak back within an hour to say, yes, we talk with these folks. Yes, their message is legitimate. I don't know about their timeline. You notice he went, put us on the clock. I gave you what you should give the people. You have 4 weeks. Now the people are looking for something in 4 weeks. And we have told you that in 4 weeks, if you don't give us something, congratulations, we're going to give you something. You see, we didn't have a problem showing you how you should do us. We spoke clearly to you. We were transparent with you. We showed you our hand. We brought our peoples and we started the clock because you haven't given these people a clock. Matter of fact, you haven't shown them your hand. As a matter of fact, nobody wants to deal with it. You're treating it like a hot potato. The bottom line is we went down and put structure to a structureless situation. We came down and put a clock on a clockless situation. We came down and let the will of the people be manifested in such a way that if you didn't get it before, because maybe you didn't understand with all these same old chants you hear all the time, or maybe you didn't understand with all the walking around in circles like you walk around Jericho, maybe you didn't understand that, but you understood this, that the NFAC came to Louisville, came to the powers to be, talked to the powers to be, understood the situation from the powers to be, and then partnered with the powers to be so that none of our people will get caught up in what was meant for you. That was a historical moment. And if you all notice, if you still don't believe that racism exists, if you still don't believe in systemic racism, then how do you explain the fact that this same group of people, they made history on July 4th? The largest armed, organized, open carry incident, march, call it what you will, that happened since the Black Panthers. Nobody got hurt. Nothing happened. Didn't get a drop of coverage. Why? Because it would have empowered the people. Remember, when you're a freshman, you don't know no better. Youngins, pay attention. But to those of y'all who are seniors, you was like, I ain't seen nothing like that since my freshman year. But it's not in the school newspaper. But once again, we went and did it again. And this time, it was bigger. More people, which means the percentage of something happening goes up. And the only thing that the systemic racism people wanted to talk about was something that happened before the miracle happened. They don't want to talk about how we got to the promised land. They want to talk about the trip to the promised land.